Health, but it is essential because a good night's ease can be the key to keeping you smarter, calmer, and happier. And here with 5 helpful hints for better sleep, our Ladies Home Journal Deputy Editor Margot Gilman and board-certified sleep specialist Dr. Carol Ash. Good morning to you both, ladies.
Good morning.
Something that is near and dear to all of us, talking about sleep, because we never get it around here, occupational hazards. But Margot, how important is it really to get a restful night's sleep? What is the impact on your body when you don't sleep?
It has so many different kinds of impacts. You know, many of us think that it's okay to skimp on a little sleep when we have a lot to do. But actually, it's so counterproductive because it makes us so much less effective. A lack of sleep affects our ability to remember, it affects our ability to think, it affects our ability to problem solve, we deal with stress less well. And in addition, lack of sleep is associated with an increased risk of certain diseases, with weight gain, with having more accidents.
And Carol, I mean, when you talk about weight gain, I mean, when you're feeling bad, you're just, a lot of times you don't realize it's the lack of sleep that's hurting us, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, we misread our own body cues, and we don't understand that when we get up in the morning, we might feel a little down. It may be not that you're not coping as well, it may be that you're not sleeping as well, and then for less able to cope and
affects the mood and all of that.
Emotions fragile.
And Margot, this issue of Ladies Home Journal out in February, you write an article about the rest of your life. And there are 5 tips that you go through that really will help us get a better night's sleep. One of the most important things you say that people need to do is they need to learn how to slow things down a bit before they go to bed at night.
You got to start winding down in advance of bedtime. You know, don't decide right at the last minute before you go to bed that now's the perfect time to clean out the closet or empty the dishwasher.
I do that all the time.
Some people do. You want to give your body the signals that it's time to transition, to slow down, to get sleepy. So do something that's relaxing. Take a warm bath. You know, dim the lights. Turn off the television. Do whatever it is that relaxes you. Read a book. But don't, you know, get yourself so busy and energized and worked up that sleep.
Because you start unloading the dishwasher and then you see everything else that needs to be cleaned, right? And Carol, another thing that a lot of people do is they'll have the TV in the bedroom and they turn it on and they think, oh, just kind of mindless TV watching. But that gets the mind really going, right?
It really does. We fail to understand the physiology, and as Margot was pointing out, you need an hour to wind down before sleep. It's a change of state. So the brain chemicals for alertness versus sleep are different, and it's no different than changing the set on a show. You need time to transition into that different state. And so most of us will stay active, our mind will be active watching TV, and we don't realize the impact of this over time. So it's no different than having the cheesecake for the diet. Once is okay, the night after night after night, you pay a consequence to this.
All right, and the other thing that a lot of people do, I know I'm guilty of it as well, is I like to be warm when I go to sleep. But it's really important to kind of cool things down in the bedroom.
Absolutely. Experts find that we sleep much more soundly in a room that's cool. So that's easy. If you live in an apartment where you can set the temperature, lower the thermostat before you go to bed. If you live, as I do, in an apartment where you have no control over the heat, crack the window open. Or maybe rethink, you know, what kinds of clothes you wear to bed. I love fuzzy flannels, but they don't really work for me. They interrupt my sleep, so I switch out of them into my summer night.
And Carol, why is that? Why does the body respond better to cooler temperatures when it comes to sleeping?
The physiology. And here's how it works. It's really interesting. You have to maintain 2 things: an internal body clock that controls body temperature, and to facilitate what the body would naturally do, maintain the environment. So there's a clock in the brain that responds to light and other cues that will set a temperature rhythm. When we go to sleep, the temperature drops, and we maintain a cooler body temperature to keep deeper stages of sleep, and temperature elevates when we wake up. So all these tips are helping to facilitate what you should be doing to allow for those natural body rhythms to work for you.
And one of the things that's going to get in the way of that is, Margot, you say having a drink before you go to bed. A lot of people think, oh, a little glass of wine actually helps me go to sleep. It's the opposite, right?
Alcohol is a stimulant. It makes you feel sleepy initially, but ultimately it is going to cause a disrupted slumber. Same thing with caffeine. People know not to drink caffeine. That's kind of built into us. But if you're sensitive to caffeine, you should stay away from decaffeinated beverages as well, because they also have small amounts of caffeine in them.
And why is the reason that alcohol tends to impair your sleep?
As Margaret's pointing out, it can help you relax. But the problem is
with the sugar.
Well, what it is the alcohol actually alters the normal sleep pattern, architecture of sleep. There's an actual pattern that's very important to have restful sleep. So that alcohol will disrupt that. You'll fall asleep and you'll maintain sleep, but sleep will be abnormal. And the next day you'll wake up feeling like you didn't sleep at all. And for people with breathing problems, it will alter the function of breathing So if you're someone who snores or has sleep apnea, it can be lethal. So it's a problem.
Okay, the other thing is hide the clock. A lot of us stare at the clock. I should be sleeping more. I should be sleeping more. That's just going to make you more stressed out.
If you're not sleeping because you're worried about something, seeing that clock going 3:15, 3:16, 3:17, this is going to help.
I think mine was doing that this morning, as a matter of fact.
Turn the clock away from you. Throw a towel over it.
And Carol, just some ways overall for people to reduce the stress level before they go to bed.
Well, we can't solve the problems of the day in the middle of the night.
Right.
And what tends to happen to us is, as you're drifting off into sleep, that's the first time you're alone with your own thoughts. And you start getting these racing thoughts, and as Margaret was pointing out, you start staring at that clock, because now you're frustrated, you're not sleeping, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're doing that, stop. Get out of bed. You're not sleeping anyway.
Right.
Get a journal, write down the problems.
Get it off your chest a
Get it
little
off
bit.
your chest. Start coming up with solutions during the day. You just have to get ahead of it. You have to take control of the day to take control of the night. You really do.
All right, well, ladies, thanks so much, Margot Gilman and Carol Ash. Good to have you both here.
Thank you.
Coming up next, the healing power of some plants right after this.